Yes, I'm so excited. Awesome, guys. So thanks for coming back. Everyone's here. Yes.
This is my first
And
time.
I mean, okay. So everyone traveled through this weather to be here. I'm so excited. Today we have J-Hub, special
Hello,
guest.
ladies. All y'all looking beautiful today.
You know I can't deal with
thank
you.
You're very welcome. At least somebody said courtesy. You feel me?
Today we have Myisha, awesome Myisha, and the lovely Henrietta, awesome.
Oh, that's your name, Myisha.
You know what?
I
See, he was trying to find out for reasons we don't understand. That's what we can't relate.
Exactly. I can't relate.
All right.
My reasons is very relatable. What you talking about?
Listen, so today's podcast is about being relatable and not being relatable. And so today we either can or can't relate to certain topics. And so today we're going to start with where we're from, who we are. I guess, Henrietta, you can start. I love it.
All right. Hey, y'all. Henry Monet. From right here, Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit.
Yep, Detroit all day.
Hey.
All right, Mimi, Myisha. I'm here, Detroit.
Hi, everybody. My name is John.
You know what?
I like long walks on the beach. Playing
Oh
in the
my
sand.
God.
No, my name is Johnny. I'm from Detroit. That's about it.
Hey, bread and butter, right? Well, my name is MeShawn. I'm bread and butter from Detroit as well. We live on the outskirts, but we're still repping the D.
Metro Detroit. Greater Detroit area.
I'm that person. I've officially become that person. Metro Detroit.
Lord have mercy.
I know.
Stop blaming y'all crime on us.
You know what? That's a real thing. Oh my goodness. They media.
Oh, you know what I can't relate to? Those people that be like, "Oh, I'm from Detroit," and you say where? Oh,
Warren.
Farmington Hills.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I
I cannot
I
relate.
can't.
Oh no! Or when you go
Yeah.
out of town or something like that, and they say it, because everyone, oh, I'm from Detroit. I'm from Detroit. That's where you usually hear
You
that.
talking some, oh, I'm from Lansing or the UP.
That's what. Listen.
Oh, no. Listen, it's limits to it. It's literal
No.
city limits to this,
Listen.
I'm about to
okay?
be
So we were-
100 with y'all.
But-
This the real truth. Michigan is Detroit. Just leave
No,
it at that.
whatever.
That's what
We were in
people know.
Chicago.
Leave it at that.
That's what people
We were
know.
in Chicago, and that one guy who kept hitting on me that whole time while we were there, the Foot Locker staff, he said he was from Detroit. Because remember, I was like, we got a couple people from Detroit too, right? No, he was from Flint. I'm like, Flint is its own thing.
Flint is
you
on the
say
map.
Flint,
But I guess he
like,
don't want them to talk about their water, so.
you know what? That's true.
He like, I'm from Detroit, so.
Hey, our water bad
they
now
might
too.
have
Think about
associated
it.
with it.
Hey.
Our
What
water
just
hasn't
happened?
always been the best.
But
so,
we got the best that's out there.
Not
You
no
know?
more.
We got all the
Our
latest.
water is
Listen, we got
contaminated.
yeah.
in the
It's
country.
contaminated
Yeah, in the
because of
country.
corporate factories.
That mean it ain't the
leaking and
best
stuff,
no more. You
but-
might as well go to Florida and drink they salt water.
Listen, I can't relate.
Okay.
Florida, okay?
I definitely can't relate to Florida.
Okay.
Florida been in the
Yeah, that
news with
Florida
crazy
water.
stuff.
Okay. Did y'all hear about the Florida man that used a cough as a weapon? He was Asian and he
What?
walked into a store and robbed a store and was like, "If y'all call the police, I'm a cough. I got the coronavirus."
Oh my God, no.
When I tell y'all, I was cracking up.
I
He
did not
got
hear that.
arrested.
Oh, no.
I
For
did not
using
hear
a
that.
cough
Y'all
as
But
a
that's
weapon.
assault. We can use that as assault now.
I'm trying to tell
it's a
y'all, I'm about to
threat.
start relating to that. Oh, you
You
want
know
to give me
what?
no A1s in school?
But we already know how it
Corona.
ended.
It's crazy.
Hey, somebody just really
Wow.
coughed, though.
Shut up. You know what? All right, let's pull. So, just because you're new today, we're gonna have you pull
Wow.
first.
I can't read.
Yeah, you know what? Try your best. We here. We support.
Mister, I got my degree on audio and
I know, right?
music producing.
Hey, I got a blank paper.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm just playing.
I'm moving on.
Serial relationships? No, it's a serious relationship.
Ooh, who can relate to that?
Or is it serial? Who wrote this?
Cereal. I wrote that. It's cereal.
Oh my God, I
It's a
can't
L.
relate. I
Oh,
cannot
so you
relate.
mean
It
like
ain't supposed to be a
people-
serious
Date.
relationship.
Are you
No,
saying
it's
people who
alright.
go from relationship to
Yeah, cereal.
Boom, I can't
Oh.
relate.
I can't relate. I can't. Straight
I
up.
can't.
No,
Well,
it's
You got to take time to heal
Unfortunately.
and grow. How you going to figure anything out if you hopping in the net?
people who overlap like that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Like I
man.
can't do that.
No, I actually, I can't relate to that neither. Like,
You sure?
Person,
You know,
no, I'm dead
you a
serious. I'm
man.
dead serious. No, as being the
Situationship.
guy, as being the guy, I'm gonna let you know, I'm not
Situationship.
that type of individual. Like I said earlier, my mom raised me, so it's like I respect women.
Man, I've seen mom raise some straight players.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I don't see anything
Mama teach 'em the
disrespectful with
game.
that.
Look,
Yeah.
no,
Mama
no,
teach 'em how to
no,
be a
she
gentleman.
teach me the game, but also like how I was raised though. I seen what my real father did to my mom or my little sister.
okay,
so
so-
it's not I
Cause
can't
and
relate
effect.
to why dudes do that. You know, I respect women. And like I was telling you earlier, you always call him, he gonna be monostolistic.
You know what?
Whatever, I don't know the word because I'm not that type of person.
I'm moving on. Maybe you don't know the word because nobody ever told
factor,
you.
but we appreciate.
But no, I'm not.
You
that
try.
type of
Good.
person.
I appreciate that.
Dang, y'all is jumping me. I wish it
Okay,
was
no,
a word
I'm
for
sorry.
me to be jumped. Yeah, y'all.
For
Sexist.
myself, from my personal experience, okay, I can't be a serial dater only because of just my morals and values, and not even that. I'm just afraid to like be with different people on that level, because it's like, okay, now I got to learn you all over again, and then I got to learn you all, you know what I mean? And then I got to learn you. It is exhausting. So it's like, and then when you become like emotionally tied to a person or physically, tied to a person, it's just like, man, now I got to do this all over again with another person. Like it kind of scares me in a bit, I'm kind of apprehensive. It takes me a while to get to open up. If I were to like say break up with someone, it would take me a minute to be like, okay, well, let's hold hands, or I trust my life in your hands, or whatever,
to be
I'm just that
serious.
person. Like, it takes a while. And I mean, there was one relationship I ended and it took me 3 years to date somebody else. Like, it was crazy.
And coming from my perspective, I just feel like when it comes to that, it's more so of because I've been through this. Like, it's just more so you gave that person y'all, you did y'all for that person, and it seemed like the individual never cared. Like, okay, because you feel this way or you did this, and I'm like, bring up a communication
That's
aspect
like communication,
of it,
absolutely.
And then you trying to talk to him. Now she's saying, "Oh, you're emotional."
What?
I'm communicating with you. Like, I don't communicate with nobody. So for me to communicate with you, you should.
That person
understand
wasn't
to be
right for
accepted.
you. That's all.
Yeah.
They weren't.
So I know
Y'all
how it
weren't
is
compatible.
Yeah. Because it's hard to get men to talk and open up about their feelings
Right.
and stuff.
Oh, trust
but
me.
then I guess we got women
know.
out here like shutting that down. So shutting them down even more,
Yeah.
making them harder to even get to open up.
Yeah.
So
And I feel that's something that a woman would do if she's someone that's not used to experiencing it herself.
Healthy
So it's
relationships.
foreign to her, right? So what is
Yeah.
this? What is you doing? You ain't like, why you
Yep.
doing all of that? It's
Oh,
foreign to
Like,
her.
y'all be like, you
Yeah.
just trying to start an
Yeah.
argument. I came to you and said,
Let's
I
talk.
want to talk. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, how's that argument? I'm not yelling at you, not cussing at you. Like, genuinely communicating like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you loud? I didn't even yell yet. Like,
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, with communication, I feel like you have to be compatible with the person too. And then you also have to respect this person. When you're in a relationship, you have to respect and actually want to hear what they have to say. Because a lot of times we're not open to some women, like you said, we're not open to receiving certain information, or we're not respectful when it comes down to what you may have to say, or we may be guarded for whatever reason, and so now we're not open to what you may have to say. I was in a whole relationship with the person who would communicate with me, but a lot of things he would say was condescending, or it was very calculated.
Lord
and
deliver us all.
you know what I mean? And I'm like, how did you what?
Manipulative.
Yes, manipulative.
Okay.
And I would just sit there, and you know how when I talk to people, like, I'm super cool, calm, and collective. It takes a lot to get me out of my character. Like, it's not too many people outside of those two sitting out there who can really get me out of my character. So when he would try to pull me out of my character, it was exhausting for him. It was more so exhausting for me, you know,
Because
I'm
you
like,
be ready to go there. Like, you want it? I'm going to give it to you.
No,
You keep asking for
listen,
it.
I couldn't go there because it's like, okay, I
It's
see
not
what
you.
you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, you trying to take me there. Okay, I'm not gonna give you that energy. And so he would get upset. It got to the point where he communicated that he was trying to make me jealous, or he was trying to make me feel something, or he was trying to get me to have some sort of emotion. So I had to understand that maybe I wasn't giving off that kind of,
it's,
you know.
I feel like some females, like I was told, I don't have no emotions. You ain't got no emotions. What the fuck that supposed to mean? So it's like that when, because of a female
Oh, wait,
past.
they told you that?
Yeah. Because of what happens to a female in her past, she get the dude who's there for her, who's doing everything, making sure you can open up. But then, I'm not that type of person. I'm not gonna let nobody hurt me. I ain't give you no reason to hurt you. I'm not
Having
showing
your
you
guards up.
Yeah, you can. And I told her, don't let your guard all the way down, but just understand. Let it go. Show me something.
It's some people who can't let that hurt and anger go. So
Yeah.
it's like when you join another
It's
relationship.
that time to heal.
Yeah.
That is critical.
Very
and
critical.
They want to explore something else.
Yeah.
And now I'm about to become that guy. Sure. Yeah,
You know what? I'm
sure.
moving
I
on.
understand.
Yeah.
Listen,
Go
don't
to
let
next time.
somebody change
Change
your
you.
character
Man.
just because that person couldn't appreciate it. You
Listen.
just got to be smarter in who you let in your space.
No. You're exactly right. And I cannot argue with you on that. Like, I cannot argue with you on that. But, again, it's experience of what you went through.
You
Do
know
wanna
what?
even
Let me
give
tell
that
you
person
about
that chance?
experience, okay? And this is what I can't relate to. Okay, so
You
there
say
is
can or can't? Okay.
cannot relate to
Cannot.
cannot relate to this. Okay, so there's this guy who I used to work with, and hopefully you
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the guy who I
Hey, you
used
should
to work
skip
with,
this story. He knows exactly who he is.
you know what? I had to block him on Facebook. But no, I
He
didn't.
outside at your car right now.
I'm
What you
moving on.
talking about?
No, he was a cool person. I eventually hung out with him a couple years ago. I ran into him last year too. But this guy, he was in a relationship, and things were starting to, they were starting to grow apart, and that was starting to affect his everyday life. So we're at work, and he goes and he tells me this story about this lady who he opened the door for. He opened the door for her. She did not say thank you, and he decided to check her for not saying thank you. And I'm just like, ooh.
I can relate to that.
Shut
That's
up.
rude.
So let me tell
it's-
you.
No. Y'all just don't
Listen, let
understand.
me tell you,
Go
he
ahead.
was on a rant, okay, because apparently they had went back and forth, okay. So he picked the wrong one to go, like, you ain't gonna say thank you? Like, he picked the wrong one because she let him have it. But I understand. Like, that I understand why he was upset. However, I tell him, you can't allow people to change you. Are you opening a door to get a thank you from her? Or are you opening a door because it's the right thing to do? Or out of chivalry? Like, I mean, are you doing this because this is, you're looking for that kind of response? Because if you're doing it for that, you shouldn't be doing it.
No, I know about the door opening thing. Personally, it don't matter to me, but I understand where he can be coming from. Because you opening the door for somebody.
I just can't relate.
It's like, it's like you open the door for something. It's common courtesy to say, I appreciate it. Something.
Say something.
Acknowledge that door was open for you. Because if
Exactly.
you open the door for me, like earlier, no, I got you. I appreciate you, though.
Yeah.
And they was holding the door for me, but I took the door back, like, go ahead. I appreciate you, though. It's just the common courtesy that individuals lack. And that is what I can't relate to, why they like that common courtesy.
Okay,
It's a real
having
thing.
manners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say I'm definitely one. I'm a very courteous person wherever I go. So I don't have a problem, holding the door open for someone, or if I closed it, reaching back and, doubling back for them. If the courtesy is not returned and they just walk right past me or whatever it may be, a bless you, thank you, you're welcome, whatever. I do acknowledge the fact that I see that you did not extend the same courtesy, but I don't care enough to go back and forth about it.
Yeah.
But I will simply say, like,
You're welcome.
okay, or never mind. Or like if I say, oh, good morning, you see someone, greet them, good morning, and they walk right past you, or not, okay, whatever. Like, I'll make it clear. And sometimes people are just, racing back and forth in their minds and don't even realize it. So they may catch them. So like, oh, my bad, whatever. Oh, you're good, but I will acknowledge it. And then after that, I don't really care that much. But
Yeah, me too. Me too. I don't,
Okay.
but that's cool.
so I'm gonna mix these up.
You know what? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I
writing
like
it
your
up, don't
watch.
worry.
Yes, I love it.
Say what?
Your watch, girl. I say it.
Thank you. This is actually a black-owned brand. It's Vitae
up.
London. The owner is from London, but is hailed from South Africa.
Ooh.
And the brand, there's different models that he has, and each of them represents a different village in South Africa.
Nice.
Proceeds go back to those particular villages
That's
so
cool.
that they can install solar street lights, because in a lot of the areas they don't have electricity, they don't have power, or it's far few in between. So kids often find themselves traveling about a mile or so out to the nearest street light to study. Once the evening come, and there'll be groups of kids that are together. And I actually just got to meet them last week, or not last week, last month when I was in Africa. But Vitae London is
I
the
love
brand.
it.
And all of his stuff is. Did I say London? I meant Africa.
Yeah, you said lunch.
Oh, okay, Africa.
That's
anyway.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Honestly, I laugh.
Thanks.
I ain't trying to be disrespectful because when she says from Africa, the first thing was like in my village. And I was like, and she said, it go back to the village. I said, oh my god.
Okay.
It's a good thing, but
I like how you
wasn't-
explain his
I wasn't-
mindset. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't laughing because she
Yeah.
said
Well,
my village.
is
She
that
looked
a
at
movie
me.
reference or?
I just,
I
we was in acting
I
class.
thought
so
I might have
just-
just missed it. Okay.
No, it was just,
That's
I
so
do
good.
like
I got you.
accent.
I ain't think nothing of you. Good.
No, that's what she
Okay.
did though. She looked at me while you're laughing. This is serious.
Okay.
look.
So crazy baby mamas.
Oh, I can't relate.
I can't.
I'm a baby mama and I can't relate. No, let me stop.
Good
But
for you.
Although I can say some of them situations, I'd be like, I feel you, girl. I can't relate. I ain't got no kids. I don't want no kids right now. I ain't trying to be a baby mama. but
no time soon.
I think this is an attack on me personally. But
Wait, you got kids?
I got a daughter.
Oh, nice.
Biologically, she's not mine, but I've been here since she was 2. So
Oh,
I can't
But
turn my
wait,
back on her.
you got a crazy baby mama and the baby not yours?
That happens. That's
Did you
not
sign a birth
abnormal.
certificate?
I plead the fifth.
You know what?
That happens.
No,
I bet.
It's I'm not. I can't leave my daughter. No, I've been here too long. She's 16 now. You know, so it's
Oh,
it's not
Oh,
so.
How old
wow.
are you?
Good
I look
genes.
young, don't I?
So you're 40.
No, I'm far from that. But you know.
So 50? It's like, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you look at least 45 yourself while you're
You-
over
Oh,
here talking.
Thank you.
What?
I feel
Take
45.
all
My
the
life, I
blessings.
feel 45.
Yeah, that's
okay?
cool,
Oh, my
cool.
goodness.
Shoot.
But no, it's I've been there for her.
When they
my
say it
daughter,
don't crack,
so.
it don't it? I don't see not one wrinkle.
On me?
I'm moving on.
I'm gonna say that's what water do for you.
Water. Smooth. But you know, I can't relate to crazy baby mamas only because like it takes a lot.
A lot of energy.
Just to, yeah, it would take a lot to get me out of that character. Like I just don't. People can't usually get me out of my character. You know, when I'm driving, maybe. You know,
okay.
See,
I might be like, oh my god.
There's
on
that.
some real, a lot of crazy baby mamas don't think they crazy until
That's
somebody
true.
else see it.
I'm
So,
not crazy though.
What's
Like,
the craziest thing you did? Honestly.
I don't. I'm usually the one crazy things happen too. Like
Okay.
I'm just saying. Well, because of my
you the goat then.
when I'm telling you my vibe, no, I'm telling you, my kid's father says that to me all the time. Like, I'm so lucky to have a kid's mother like you because you I've seen some stuff and I'm just like,
Yeah, so
well, I don't
act
know if that's
right.
a compliment or like,
No,
right? That's what I mean.
no, that's a compliment.
Boy,
That's good. That's good
Don't
who you are.
push me
Like,
to
don't
the
put-
edge.
You ain't going out
push me,
Jasmine Sullivan
'cause
people's
I'm
cars
close.
and stuff. You
Yeah.
feel me?
You know,
So, you-
out here
you
Carrie
Some people
Underwood in.
deserve it.
They
you
do
shouldn't do
deserve
but-
it.
Yeah, some people be
okay.
wild. Some people be wild. Some people be doing people just wrong and bold.
Super
out here.
wrong.
So I actually take back my initial answer. My response was that I can't relate. However, so my goddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Now her mother and I were really, really tight, like
Yeah.
like this, right? So back in high school, like I always call her my baby mama. Like that's just
Yeah.
what it was, right? We had female friends. This was my wifey, you know, little fun stuff like that. So my goddaughter's mom. She has definitely I remember us going through times where we were not friends, we were not cool. That don't matter to me. This is still like my daughter. I call
I
her
see
my
what you
daughter
mean,
no
yeah.
matter what. Like I never be like, oh, that's my friend's little girl, that's her like
No,
no,
that's my
this is my
goddaughter.
daughter. Yes, I've been here since before she was born. So but I remember like banging on the door, yelling at her mom, telling her open the door. I remember dropping off boxes of Pampers and diapers and
became a
stuff
baby
with
mama
notes.
quick as-
I
Whoa.
really was.
Dang.
So like what? And we're so tight. Her and I, like we just have this unbreakable bond.
Yeah.
So it would just eat me up in my soul when her mother
Trying to keep
would
her
start
away from
acting
you?
all
Yeah.
wild and reckless, and I'd be outside at the window like,
Give me
open the
my
door,
child.
open the door, like I'm leaving notes on type of the baby diapers and all the toys and stuff.
I
like
see you at 6.
Yeah.
I bring the dinner.
I really forgot about that.
You still mad at me,
but-
Tex?
I mean, and eventually she'd get over herself, or her mother would call me and be like,
Oh, okay.
you know, this is what's going on. Come get her, or you know, whatever it was. But so I can relate to that situation.
Man, that
Now you
must.
see what we
And that's
go
just
through.
that's
hard.
my heart. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was me being a good friend. Even when
Passion.
you know your friend is tripping and you know, like, girl, like, let me call this girl. Like, so, and I knew, and that's what the case was. But that was my
Aw.
child, regardless.
I
feel you on
understand that. If
Because-
somebody were to keep me away from my kids, I probably would lose my mind too.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel y'all
Yeah.
on that, man. It's like when I have my own child, like, dog, I do everything for my daughter. Like, I'm not gonna take that away from her. I'm not gonna say my own child, treat my own child better than my daughter when I have.
Okay, so you
Because I
have
want-
2 kids.
No.
He
I
said-
said
So
when.
he has one
When.
that's
Okay,
I have a
unlike,
daughter.
that's not
Okay.
biologically.
I
I
wouldn't-
thought you were saying
No, I
like
was
be
saying
speaking in
when.
present when
When.
I
I
didn't
said
hear the
when.
win.
Yeah,
I'm so
look at
sorry.
that.
It just totally skipped past me.
I can't relate to not paying attention. No, I'm messing with you. I had to take a shot from earlier. You feel me?
You
I had
know
to
what?
Get my shots
I
back.
didn't give you no shots. Like,
Well,
I was
y'all
out here
jumped me. I
shooting
was in
at
this
you,
chair
like,
trying to
Okay,
hot as
y'all,
hell.
I'm sorry.
Not you, because you can relate to me, baby mama.
You know what? Shut the front door. Go ahead.
But
Sorry.
no, it's just that I understand, like, but when I have my own child, I wouldn't treat my own child no different than I treat my daughter. But when that situation do arise, you know,
Yeah.
she kept if that person keep my child away from me, boy.
Don't be the crazy
I'm
boy.
trying.
You better act
I know my
right.
baby over here yelling,
Exactly.
crying,
You better
and
act
fussing.
right.
But it's
Yes.
not about you always like the female a lot of times say, oh, he's not acting right.
Nah.
'Cause
No.
Yeah,
You do hear this a lot of
You
times.
got to be rational.
Sometimes
There's
it
some people
applies.
who are
No,
irrational,
no.
and there are people who are rational.
gotta
and
take
some
out the-
women
take
are
out-
not rational.
Take out the irrational man, the men that are
No, I'm
rational.
talking about women.
Okay, yeah.
It can-
So-
You have
It
to
can
be
be
a good
both
judge of
sides.
character.
Yeah.
Like because when you're having kids with people, like it takes a lot of out of me. Don't get me wrong. When my ex be doing crazy stuff, y'all don't know the half. Oh man. Like I'm telling you, y'all, he broke into my house before. Like we done been through some things. Like and
baby daddy.
crazy baby
swear.
daddies.
Don't let me-
Okay.
Is that on one?
Hey.
Are we?
No, I'm about to make it
I
one.
mean, I can't
I
relate,
can-
but-
Listen, we gonna
that
make it
happened
one.
to me, and she take my kid away from me. Hey, Gina, open the damn door,
Nah,
Gina.
listen.
Open the goddamn door.
Listen. Let me tell you about this.
Give my kid.
Example real quick. My ex. Okay, so this is crazy. So anywho, we're at home. There's a situation where he got upset because I was like finally starting a date. Like after that 3 years, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should go and date somebody. So he didn't like it, and so he literally stole the key out of my house and would break into my apartment when I wasn't there. So there was.
Technically, he ain't
well,
breaking
He
in.
used the key.
Okay,
But
no, well, technically,
he
he's not
entered your
supposed to
home
be
without
there.
permission.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was cutting my son's hair one day in the kitchen, and so he took the spare key. I didn't know that he took the spare key
Without permission.
Without permission. And so while I wasn't there, like he admitted to all of this stuff. By the way, he would tell me, he would be like, "Yeah, well, I spent the whole week at your house when you were out of town." I'm like, "Bro, like, or the weekend or something, you know?"
Locks
And I'm like,
changed.
Hey, you can't.
"Like,
he
oh,
was,
locks changed that
Locks
day."
changed.
He was just making sure your house was safe.
No,
Yeah.
perspective, right? No. Okay, so here's the situation. So I'm at home one day or one night, and then I wake up the next morning, my phone gone. So he broke into my apartment to steal my phone.
While you was asleep?
Listen, while I was asleep, my
Dog.
phone.
Yeah,
now anybody
That's
knows.
crossing the line. That's
We got a lot of phone situations.
No.
Right? No, I was terrified, girl. A lot of phone situations, right?
Okay.
Okay, so
No.
listen, my cell phone. You know me, I sleep next to my phone because it's my alarm. So when I woke up and I didn't see it, I'm like, what the heck? So I'm checking the couch, I'm checking the floors, I'm checking everywhere.
Feeling like you crazy.
I know.
Yeah,
I
that
went
part.
crazy. So I'm looking around. So this is how I realized. I'm like, you know what? Okay, someone stole my phone. And so I realized I just put 2 and 2. I know this dude didn't take my phone.
He borrowed your phone.
Like, you know what? So here's what happened.
Not doing that.
So I go to my mother's at the time. She didn't stay too far. I go and I call the leasing center. I'm like, hey, listen, are these cameras for real, or are they for play? Like,
Okay.
you know? So they go, oh no, they work. And I was like, okay, well, I think someone broke into my home. Can we review the footage? And they were like, well, unfortunately, in order to review the footage, you have to
File a
police report.
Right. And I'm like, well, that's what I'm trying to do. I need to see if somebody, you know, so because things are missing. And so she was like, well, no, you have to file a police report. I'm just like, oh my God. So before I start accusing people, you know, so here's what I did. I used my mom's phone to call him. And I was like, listen, like, it's so wild today. I had to file a police report, and I had to go and contact the leasing center. Just I had to file a police report just so I can go to the leasing center to get the footage. And they're about to call me back any moment now with the footage from, just trying to set this dude up, right? Because I don't know who did it at this point. So I'm like, yeah, they're supposed to be calling me back any moment now with the footage or telling me that I can come. It's ready for me to pick up. And I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. This is them calling right now. So I get off the phone, right? I click off. I don't even get, click over because I don't think with iPhone,
You hang up.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get off of the phone and lo and behold, 2 seconds later, he calling me back like, listen, it was me. And I'm like,
Man, you cannot do a crime with that dude. He's snitching on everything.
no, listen.
He's snitching on
Well,
everything.
he ain't trying to go to
He was
jail.
trying to go to jail
whatever.
because I told him that I had the footage.
Man, you would have just had that. You got to prove that was me.
But listen, so he tells me, and I'm like, how did you even get the key? And he told me that's how he got the key. And so he had to break back into my apartment because I had to leave to go get my mom her phone back to return my phone. So he was watching me leave to, it seems like in my mind. So he returns and he goes, your phone is in your couch. And I'm just like,
So he gonna hide it in your couch to make it seem.
After he
he
said
could
it
have
was
just
him.
came to the door and
After
gave
he
me.
said it was him.
Yes.
Did he
So-
leave the key?
He should have. No, I changed the lock.
So he broke
good.
into your house
And put it
told
back.
you told you he broke into your house.
And then,
he broke into your house again. And told you he broke into. That's the
listen, but
most
let me tell
dumbest
you.
criminal in the
Listen,
world.
with iPhones, you have the lock, right? So,
Oh, was he able to break it?
Listen. This is how he got onto it. This crazy dude. Let me stop talking so loud because they're not these kids. And this they
That's
did,
fair.
right? So he goes and he wakes my son up. Because my son knows the code. I didn't know he knew it. He wakes my son up
this was
in
the
the
night he
middle.
took it.
Yes.
The night he
Woke him
took
up
it.
in the middle of the night to unlock my phone.
Why didn't your son tell you that daddy came by?
Because he has him on mind control. For some reason, he has it where you don't tell mom things. Girl, when I
That's
tell
bad.
you.
Yeah, that is
Crazy.
bad.
So when
Okay.
you say crazy baby mamas, no, it's some crazy baby daddies out
Yeah, we
there.
know.
Like,
I don't know what to call him. Just from an aspect of he broke into your house, took your phone, broke into your house, returned your phone.
Yeah,
Told you he broke into your
that
house.
part alone is wild.
I
no,
can't
that
relate.
the kid
Yeah, I can't
part.
relate.
I can't listen.
relate
I
to
wish
that.
I did. I couldn't relate, but man,
I understand.
When I tell you, and it took a lot out of me to like just be chill and not to go off on this dude and to just be cool. And forgiveness is real, like, cause I'm like, bro, I gotta have my kids around you, like, but you gotta forgive.
I can't relate to forgiving. On certain stuff, I just can't.
It's
Not right
certain
now
things
anyway.
that's
Forgiveness is for you, not
No,
for the
no.
other person.
It's for you, exactly.
'Cause you
Yeah,
hold that.
yeah, I don't want to
tension in
forgive
you.
nothing right now.
Okay, you take your time.
I know, but let's
Yeah.
pull Myisha.
Yeah, pull another
Right,
card
ready,
because forgiveness
girl?
ain't
You
ain't
ready?
one of them.
Well, I'm a pray
He
for
said he
you.
can't relate to the forgiveness
Okay.
guy.
No, I can't. I actually can. I just.
He's
Go
just
ahead,
talking
pull a card.
trash.
Pull a card.
Oh, well, I'm going to just say the one card because
Okay.
time running out. I can't relate to people who get their taxes back and blow it
You
on
know,
like
I
either
can't
something they
relate.
can't
I can't
maintain, like
relate.
an apartment or a car, or buying Gucci bags, Gucci shoes,
I can't
or whatever
relate.
designer.
Listen,
I can't relate.
No, I might go on a
Says the
shopping
person who
trip
got
or
a
two.
$100 jacket who can't relate.
Listen.
Okay,
How much did I pay for this?
It
it was
was
free.
Yeah, but that's still not what she said.
No,
She's-
I know.
Yeah,
It was just a
you
joke
just
because she
joking.
was like, oh, I can't
There
relate.
is a difference.
Well,
yeah,
I can't
go
relate.
out, live your life, splurge, do what you're going to do,
Yeah.
but have your priorities in order, like you
Okay.
said.
Like
so
your
you
rent
saying
due.
something- if it's something you
But
can't
you wanna buy a
maintain,
new car.
and that's what the difference is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Look, I've seen it all, you guys.
because people do it all. Yeah.
You know what I can't relate since we're talking about the tax stuff is the people who sell their food stamps. And and then
And what?
don't have any food stamps to for themselves. Because this go neck and neck with the people that I know. Like, man, when I tell you, I've seen
Yeah,
people
it's-
blow tax money and then have the audacity to sell food stamps because they done brand.
I'm gonna need you to to chill.
I'm not judging.
She's being honest.
No.
She can't
I know
relate,
she's being
and that's
honest.
fine.
I know she's being honest.
Yeah.
But dang, you about to stop people hustle.
But
boy.
listen, I have bought. Okay,
See, look,
I
you
mean,
bought
I
it.
have
You
probably
know about
purchased.
it.
It's
You
illegal,
purchased.
but not even
Don't
purchased.
be incriminating
I'm not
yourself on
incriminating.
It's too late for
Listen,
that.
You got a friend
we'll just say
that
it
be
like this.
purchasing.
My friend, I've had people who has it and they'll like help me out, and then I'm like, you know what? I feel so bad because like you're helping me out. Let me just give you some money. Now it's not like a transaction. Don't get me wrong. I promise you, intentions were good here on this end. Okay.
No, I feel
It's
you.
just I can't take so much from someone
It's
and
more
then
you
not,
help me, I help you as
Yeah,
well. so
exactly.
I
You know,
understand.
I just feel like it's hard for me to be like, oh my god, you know, you can help me or do this for me or whatever, and then I not do anything back in return.
You know, it's
You know?
crazy. That bring me on my behalf with that. Like, I'm quick to help people out, but I can't relate for somebody to help me. I can't do that. Like, I can't tell like people my problems or anything like that just because it's who I am. Like, you don't need to know my business, but you know mine.
So with this ex-girlfriend, were you
I-
communicating that to her?
Huh?
Huh?
That's the person I was trying to talk
You know
to
what?
about everything.
Yeah, he
like,
said that.
So it's like,
Well, maybe you're
at
trying
the-
to talk to the wrong people about the right
you want me to
thing.
talk to you?
Or some people just don't be ready.
Let's go on a date,
Some
baby.
people. Go ahead.
He he did ask if everybody was single on the
I
way
sure
here.
did.
I'm
I want somebody to lie.
moving
Go ahead,
on.
lie. Like,
Wait, what?
He asked if everybody was single. I said, you
look,
know what?
The first thing she said, "You're the only guy." I said, well, wait a minute. I'm the only dude. She said, yeah. I said,
I can't relate.
who all in a relationship? She said,
You know
none
what?
of us.
It said, as far as I know, none of us. I don't know.
I
Like,
said-
I'm in a relationship with Jesus right now, okay?
she is in a
Me
whole
too.
relationship.
Jesus gonna come down here and smite you because he's like, you do some things that I don't consider to be in a
Whose
relationship.
turn
with
is
me.
it to pull?
It's actually mine.
Well, I guess.
Let's see, because she skipped the pool.
Hopefully it ain't mine.
Not being considerate.
Oh.
I can't answer to y'all. One of y'all can't relate
You
to
know
that.
what?
I can't relate, but
Sometimes
I can't relate
Yeah.
to.
I can't.
I can relate.
When
It
I'm
depends on what the
road-
circumstances
Yeah.
is. Go ahead.
When I'm on the road, I think it's Myisha road, and everybody needs to get out my way.
Oh, on the
I like
driving.
to let, yeah, but then there's other situations where I can't relate, where I'll be in a selfish mindset. But of course, eventually I reflect and I'd be like, okay, Myisha, you don't need to be a brat.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
sometimes I am inconsiderate, especially with some the people that I work with.
Well, I can't relate to that. I'm always considerate about stuff. It's just like I said, it's who I am. You know, it's how I was raised. I'm considerate about other people's feelings, how people feel emotional, about what I do for people. Now I take that in consideration. Like, if I do this, how much would it hurt that person? Would that person be hurt, devastated, or whatnot? So I'm a non-selfish person.
So if it was $100 bill on the ground and you saw somebody else eye that $100
and they dropped
bill,
it, and they dropped it.
No. If you saw someone else eye that $100 bill on the ground and you eyed the $100 bill,
Listen.
are you grabbing it before they grab it?
Honestly,
Honestly, we can split it.
Yeah,
It
we
don't
sure
have
can.
to be. It's not
You
even
don't gotta
that
fight
big.
about it. Yeah, it's $100. Like you like you
Yeah,
get that.
like
Come on.
it's free money to
$10.
both of us.
But you,
I can't relate.
You tripping because you said, "Oh, that $100 is mine." It's like, no,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
that
Well,
first thought, like it's not at all. It's not at all yours. Myself personally, I cannot relate to being inconsiderate. I'm a very, thoughtful, considerate, caring person, and I take a lot of pride in that. Anything that I do, I'm very intentional about, what I say, how I act, all of those things. And I think of karma, and I
Right,
believe in it.
girl.
I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in, the energy that you put out into the universe is what you will receive, right? So with all of those things in mind, and that itself can be considered to be selfish because you really are thinking about how this will affect you in the long run. But I'm just not gonna do people no certain type of way.
So you're
Yeah,
not
so-
stepping on cracks.
Shut up.
I'm looking out, period.
Like,
I don't
no.
care what it
Like,
is. I'm looking
split
out for
holes.
you.
You
I
know,
got
I know
you. You
people who
good.
do
Like, yeah, I know.
And I know it's gonna come back on me. So
I know
that's
where
it.
she come from. So that's like selfish, but not
But-
selfish. Me,
but-
I don't
She
look
is-
for nothing back.
Yeah,
like I don't.
Honestly, she's
Yeah.
probably one of the most considerate people I've
Yeah,
ever
but
met.
I'm
in my
what I'm
life.
saying. She's like, well, if I do this, I know
and
this
it's
bad
not
thing happened. But yeah,
not calculated like, oh, you owe me or anything like that.
It's more so,
but that's just how the universe works. That's literally what it goes around, comes around
yeah.
is. So you just look out for people and you be a blessing in order to receive a blessing.
I love it.
That's how the world works. So
that's good. I like y'all look because, like I said, I don't look for nothing in return. I just do what I do just to do it. It's not so, oh, I want this, I want that. Somebody like, oh, can I get this? Yeah, do your thing.
Right.
Like, do I gotta get you back? No. If I ever need you in my life, I will ask you. But then again, I don't ask for nothing because I don't want nobody to say, oh, I did this for you.
Exactly.
Like, what you mean? Then I can say I did this for you. Fuck you talking about? But I don't do nothing like that.
Okay,
You know what I'm
Mr.
saying?
Considerate.
No, it's just people.
that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Like, I'm considerate. I don't want to sound inconsiderate, but I just know I have my moments, like being on real level.
Yeah.
Traffic.
I'm considerate. I'm probably
Like, I'm not the most considerate.
in my mind, like I'm probably the more considerate person, only because like I have to think of every single person around me. Like I was just telling my friend this the other day. I was like, listen, I think I was born, or Jesus just made my path where I have to be selfless. Here's why, because like when my birthday is, like his birthday the next day, right? And then his birthday is a month before. Me and my mom's birthday is the same day. When I tell y'all, I know. When I tell you, I don't want to say my mom's selfish or anything. I really don't want to say this.
Just say how it is.
But
I'll say
mom,
it for you. Your mom's selfish.
I love my mom. Okay, I love my mom.
She's beautiful.
But she's
Yeah, she's a really cool person. However, when I was younger, my mom had me believing my birthday was on the 20th instead of the 21st.
That's selfish.
Like my whole life. Like I had to have her show me my birth certificate as proof that my birthday was on the 21st because I believe most of my younger, adolescent life that my birthday was on the 20th.
Wait, why?
Because we have the same birthday,
She
April
ain't want to celebrate the
21st.
same.
So she would celebrate her birthday on her day.
That was selfish. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what? It's crazy. So I said, you know what? When the doctor came to me and they told me that, my son's due date was on the 21st, I instantly said, what? Can we move this to the next? If we can move it and push it. She said, unfortunately not. I was like, listen, we're not having this baby on that day. I'm not showing up because I had a C-section. Listen, it was scheduled. It was scheduled. It was scheduled. So because I had a C-section, so many doctors, they're not going to perform a normal birth. They're going to go for the opt-in for the C-section birth. So I said, listen, we can't do the 21st. I just know from my childhood we can't. So the youngest one, his due date, she called me back and was like, okay, well we can push it a day. And literally the 22nd was the day, his birthday. Yeah. So I have to like my life has been like, pushed in that selfless way. So I have no choice but to be considerate of others.
Yeah.
I'm already a considerate person, but
that makes you extra
considerate. So I have to be that. I'm not celebrating my birthday in April. Then just know that 9 times out of 10. Well, this year will be the first year we'll be celebrating it in April. But
I will just add.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah. I will just add that with consideration and selfishness versus selfishness, there is a balance that is there that has to exist. And it's so important to keep that in mind because I am an extremely considerate person. However, something I've learned about myself is that I can be very considerate and very loyal to a fault. And sometimes to a fault of my own. So a lot of times, yes, you have to be like, you know what? I have to stop everything because these priorities need to happen first. And I have to be among that list of my first priorities, right? So it's very important for all of us to, just everyone, period. Like, okay, give when we can, but when you can't or when you feel like you need it for yourself, take that time to yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's the hardest thing to do for people like us is to think about ourselves. Because I do that every day. Like, honestly, I fight myself every day. Like, oh, today is going to be the day I tell everybody. No.
Yeah.
And
gotta say
and
it.
then
You
soon
gotta
as
tell
I say
yourself.
All the
look,
time.
as
It's
soon
a
as
real
I say
thing.
no,
Yes.
my phone ring. Hey, can you do this for me? I got you, bro.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
just
a no
said-
day. A no day is a no day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. For
It's
me
hard.
as an individual,
I
like
got a
it's
question
hard for
for
me to do
y'all.
that. What's up, though?
So y'all should ask yourselves, like, am I gonna do this with like a good heart or with a good like headspace? And if not, just say no, because other than that, you ain't really.
And that's the problem.
credit
I do
for
it
it.
with a good headspace and good
Even when
heart.
you
I
don't
don't
want to?
look for
Even when
nothing
you don't want
back.
to, you have to.
Same here.
Yeah.
See,
Same
me
here.
sometimes
Like,
I be like.
She be like, "What's going? When I'm gonna get it?" Hey,
Well,
you
no,
said
I
what?
help some people. I help most people that come to me.
Family
but
not
I
included.
do have not including family. I
Alright.
probably help friends a little bit more than family, surprisingly. But like,
Hate her family.
shut up!
You
I
know
don't hate
what?
my family. I love my family. You're irritating. I actually sent some family members some cash out. Like everybody wanna. It was literally 2 days. Everybody, hey, can you cash at me this? Can you cash at me this? I'm just like, all right, listen,
Now you know
I
how
only
that
keep a
cash
certain
app
amount
work.
on my cash app, and once that run out, y'all better not
Here you
ask
go.
me
That's
for
it.
nothing.
She being so considerate. Hey, can you cash at me
Listen
$10?
now.
Listen, but on that note, because we got to wrap this up.
Let's
Consideration, selflessness, love and support. Those are all great, and I can relate to all of those things.
Yes.
We can all agree that we can relate to those things. But yeah, I'm so happy that everyone made it. We just wrapped up another successful
Yay.
session. And thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'm so excited.
Oh, no problem. I
Bye.
appreciate you having me. Let's go
Yes,
get some hot
thanks for
tacos.
having
You know what? Hot tacos, he wasn't playing about
Let's
My
go get
food
some
is
hot
already
tacos.
here. So.
Oh, you think you better than us?